I've been in show business since I was 14. They're trying the whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication.
What do you think about them accusing Diddy of having cameras in his house so he can record celebrities and politicians and use it as blackmail?
I firmly believe that's true because in that sector of people, a lot of them practice Scientology.
Why didn't they ask Leah Remini? She's a little more credible. But then again, she might have been able to pull some of their cards because a lot of them motherfuckers is involved in that Scientology bullshit.
We all know there's different treatment for celebrities.
Well, especially in Scientology, right?
No.
It's highlighted.
It is like nothing you could ever imagine. It is, so when people say Tom doesn't leave because they have information on him or John, that's not the reason. The amount of power they receive from this church is like nothing in Hollywood.
I've been in show business since I was 14. They're trying me the whole time. They're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. What do you think about them accusing Diddy of having cameras in his house so he could record celebrities and politicians and use it as blackmail? I firmly believe that's true because in that sector of people, a lot of them practice Scientology. Why didn't they ask Leah Remini? She's a little more credible, but then again, she might have been able to pull some of their cards cause a lot of them, __, is involved in that Scientology, __, too. We all know there's different treatment for celebrities. Well, especially in Scientology, right? No, it's highlighted. It is like nothing you could ever imagine. It is. So, when people say Tom doesn't leave because they have information on him or John, that's not the reason. The amount of power they receive from this church is like nothing in Hollywood. So, some new reports recently surfaced that Dave Chappelle was allegedly targeted by the Church of Scientology with help from Diddy after turning down that $50 million Comedy Central deal and flying to Africa. Apparently, this might have been part of a much bigger plan to either recruit him or shut him up. And now, some sources are saying this goes way beyond just religion or celebrity circles. This is about control, blackmail, and keeping the industry's biggest names in check. There are long-standing rumors that Diddy's freak-offs were used to trap celebrities and even political figures in shady situations and gather dirt on them. And if that sounds familiar, it's because similar claims have been made about how Scientology operates, too. Multiple ex-members have come forward over the years, saying the church uses personal secrets, surveillance, and even threats to keep people in line. But here's the thing. Many believe Diddy isn't the one pulling all the strings. Some think he's just a middleman for even more powerful people behind the scenes. The same names and companies keep coming up from Hollywood insiders to elite crisis PR firms, and they all seem to connect in weird ways. So, is this all just a coincidence, or was Dave Chappelle right to walk away when he did? Let's dig into it. I'm not taking this medicine, man, 'cause I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid like you know, but you were stressed out. That's why there's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say you're insane. Okay, let's start with the rumors about Diddy and his possible links to the Church of Scientology. Diddy's been part of the Hollywood scene for a long time, working with big-name actors, producers, and agents. Since the 80s, Scientology has been deeply connected to the industry, especially among powerful people. So, it's likely he's crossed paths with them or has been around their PR circles. There have also been reports since the 2000s that Scientology was trying to bring in more black celebrities to improve its image, especially rich, well-known entertainers. And here's something wild. Rumor has it they even tried to recruit Dave Chappelle after he turned down that $50 million deal and went to Africa. Some online theories claim Dave became a target for certain Hollywood groups when he tried to break away from their influence, including both Scientology and people linked to Diddy. One old site, Chappelle Theory.com, even claimed a secret group of powerful black leaders called the Dark Crusaders pressured Dave to fall in line and supposedly even threatened to go after his kids. Now, remember when former ex-worker Jonathan Audi, who said he got paid to join Diddy's freakouts, claimed that Diddy was in something called the Bull or the Black Illuminati and that he had ties to powerful political players through his lawyers Mark Garagos and Ben Malice. Well, now some folks are putting the pieces together and saying this goes way beyond just Diddy. How do I know this? Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this? Do you know Sean Combs' Puff Daddy? Yeah. P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. He's part of what's called the Bull. The Blee. The Bull is a branch of the Illuminati. Okay. It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. As for Diddy and Scientology, he's never come out and said he's connected to them. But the fact that he hangs around well-known Scientologists makes people curious. He's been in the same social and work circles as folks like Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, who've both been tied to Scientology in different ways. For example, the Smiths started a school called the New Village Leadership Academy that used the learning method created by Scientology. Will said they just wanted to reinvent public education and make learning fun for kids. But the school was quietly shut down after parents found out it was linked to the Church of Scientology. It turned out that a lot of the school's staff, like the director of learning, director of qualifications, and artistic director, were all Scientologists. Plus, the school's website talked about study technology, a teaching method created by Scientology founder Elron Hubbard. Now, Jada has always said she's not a Scientologist, even though she's admitted to studying Dianetics and using Scientology-based methods like study tech in her education projects. But former members of the church have alleged they saw her at Scientology centers many times, especially the Celebrity Center in LA. Actress Leah Riney, who left Scientology and now speaks out against it, spills some tea in her book Troublemaker, Surviving Hollywood and Scientology, and said she used to see Jada at the church regularly. Leah also told a strange story about a night at Tom Cruise's house with the Smiths where Tom supposedly made everyone play a weird game of hide and seek. At first, I thought he was joking, Leah wrote. But no, he literally wanted to play hide and seek with a bunch of grown-ups in what was probably close to a 7,000-foot house on almost 3 full acres of secluded land. According to Leah, she refused to take part in the game. But then Tom approached her and said, "Well, good. So you're it then." Leah also later talked about this bizarre experience in an interview with the Daily Beast and said that Jada was definitely a Scientology member at one point. "I know Jada's and she's been in Scientology a long time," Leah said. "I never saw Will there, but I saw Jada at the Celebrity Center. They opened up a Scientology school and have since closed it. But Jada, I had seen her at the Scientology Celebrity Center all the time." Then there's Jamie Foxx. He used to openly talk about going to Diddy's parties and even said he recorded some of them. But then out of nowhere, he suffered a strange medical emergency and was in a coma for months. And a lot of people have been speculating that Diddy might have had something to do with it. There has been negative propaganda put out about me. That's not true. At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in this party. So, the way I would get in this parties, I show up with a camera. Puff, yo, you got to let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this. Playbo. Puff is there and it's all about him. And I'll never get he got mad at me. So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital. Yo Fox and I can't watch Puffs in there. It's kind of I'm like, damn, that __ is crazy, man. Huh. So what I did was I would show up to the party in my in a little town car. That's town, you know. I grab him a town car so I can skirt. Puff the SUVs and the road, the Bentleys, the whole night. He get out. I get out too with a camera, the big Canon. Like, yo, Puff, I should document this, __, right? Yo, what's up, Playboy? What you talking about? I said. No, I should get this, man. UFON. he says. Yeah, let him through. Excuse me? So I get that. But at that time, it wasn't like the little camera y'all got. It was the big intrusive Canon. I had a battery pack. Hold on, man. Let me change the pack. Put my light on here. Do that again, Puff. Do that again. I missed that one. Do that again. Put the pack. So, I started following him. Also, let's not forget that Jamie used to date Katie Holmes, who's the ex-wife of Tom Cruise, who is considered the most powerful Scientologist in Hollywood. Oh, you know what? It's something that has helped me incredibly in my life, and I've been Scientologist for over 30 years, and it's something that has, as you know, without it, I wouldn't be where I am, you know. So, it's a beautiful religion and I'm very proud. And Scientology's power in Hollywood is no secret. They've got tons of celebrity members and are known for using loyal insiders and tough legal teams to protect their own. So, if Diddy has even a loose connection to them, it's not too far-fetched to think those same tactics could be used to help cover up or deflect any scandals tied to him. Most recently, it came out that the Church of Scientology protected actor Danny Masterson's son for years after he graded two women who were also members of the church. Masterson, a Scientologist himself, was found guilty of raping the women in separate cases between 2001 and 2003. But this was allegedly covered up for 2 decades until finally in September 2023, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. And guess who's one of Di's closest friends? Ashton Kutcher, who's also faced questions about his ties to Diddy. When Danny was charged, Ashton with his wife Moniz wrote letters to the judge asking for a lighter sentence. Ashton even called Danny a role model with accept.